Hey everyone! For this vlog number 3, I wanted to get into music production and tell you guys my thoughts on production and let you in on how we do things around here. So for starters, for those of you who don't know, my music is all produced in-house by me and my band. And that's not the typical way that things are done, and I kind of wanted to tell you guys about the evolution of how we started recording to where we are now and why we've decided to keep things in-house. And yeah, so to dive right in, when I was 14 we started recording my first CD, album, whatever you want to call it, and we started off in my home studio with a big old recording console going into GarageBand, which we then graduated to Logic, and now we are using Pro Tools, and we are still in my home studio, which you guys can actually check out. I did a video about a year ago called Welcome to the Studio, and it's a more in-depth look into how we do things like that. You know, throughout the years we started off doing it ourselves, and we still to this day are doing it ourselves. And I think one thing that's really important to me is having creative control over the ultimate vision and direction of the songs. And even though I'm not a producer by, definition, I do produce all my own stuff. And I think it's really important for artists to take control and actually be involved in their sound and their final product, especially if you're writing your material. I believe that at the conception of a song, a songwriter has the vision in their head about what they want it to sound like, what genre, what instruments are going to be in it, what the overall feel of the song is going to be. And I think, and I have felt this from personal experience, that it's a little difficult to verbalize your vision to other people like exactly accurately. So you can verbalize it for sure, but whoever you're talking to might only be grasping like 50% of what you're saying, and then you guys are moving forward, recording and producing this song, and you're going in a similar direction, but not exactly the same. And I think that's going to happen inevitably, no matter who you're working with, no matter who's the people communicating. But I think when the artist is involved to whatever extent you feel comfortable, that's when the song is going to have a really cohesive vision, because the person who wrote it is now, heavily involved in bringing it to life. And, when it comes to recording at other studios, which I have done in the past, I've had issues where, I haven't felt that I am getting out the song that I thought I was going to get out when I went into it. And that can be tough to deal with, especially if you're a perfectionist like me and you want things to sound a certain way. It's kind of tough. So the way that we do things now, which is working out really well, is we actually track and mix everything in-house. So I have a studio set up, my drummer has a studio set up, and we have capabilities to track and reamp and mix and comp and get everything together. And once we're done with it, we do send it off to do mastering. We do not master in-house. That is one area I will not dive into. But what I think is super important, and when people ask me, why I do it this way and why I kind of piece it together like a Mod Podge production rather than just going to a studio 5 days in and you're out, is you get to do it the way that you want to do it. And you don't have to rely on other people to bring your vision to life. You get to be right there and right involved. And I really think, if something has to be redone or reworked, or if there's a big mess up in the project, I personally would rather that be my fault than someone else's fault, because it's a lot easier to be like, I changed my mind, I don't like that, I want to try it a different way, than to tell someone that you're working with, I don't like what you did there. For me, it's just easier to communicate it with myself and tell myself that wasn't a good idea than to tell other people. And, it's a big bite to chew off, to take producing your own music into your own hands. And there are so many different facets of it that you need to, not become a pro at, but that you have to learn a little bit about, enough to communicate and enough to get by, or enough to tell someone what you're trying to do, which is communicating. And it definitely leads you down a rabbit hole of like this whole world of how am I going to do this? And I'm not a trained producer. I am not, I just learned how to produce doing my own music. So I'm not a producer. I would not feel comfortable if someone hired me to make their album, but I feel comfortable producing me because that's all I've ever done. I don't think anyone can produce my music or get what I'm trying to do with it more than I can. And I'm not saying I'm the best producer in the world by any means. I just think it's really important for the artist to be involved in the production of their own music. And like I said, there's a million things you end up having to learn about, and there's a lot of things that I've had to become interested in or learn about or research that I probably naturally would never have gone down that path. But you gotta do what you gotta do, and you're not gonna love every aspect of everything. But I must say, from where we started to where we are now and all the things that I have been forced to learn and get into, I truly love production. I really do. Like, I would not call myself a sound engineer by any means, and I am not a pro, but it's so satisfying when you get the sound that you set out to get and you walk away saying you did it. It's like when you sit down to write a song and you walk away saying I just wrote a great song. It's that, just the next phase down the line with the song. So anyways, I don't know if that made any sense. I kind of feel like I got rambling on a tangent, but I just wanted to start off on the production field and let you guys know a little bit how I do things and how I've found works for me and my band. And like I said, you can go check out that other video to check out what my studio looks like and how we've done things throughout the years. But if you guys have any production questions or anything, I definitely intend on diving a little deeper into production and specific things and equipment we use and how we've decided to handle certain aspects of it. So that's it. I will see you guys on episode 4. Bye.